I hope you had a very great day today and were successful trading if you traded. First off, I want to apologize for not posting video yesterday. I was on a webinar with Al Brooks and had a lot of work to get done afterwards. But I'm back today with a good video. I'll try to make it short and quick as always, but I'm going over the S&P 500 E-mini futures for Tuesday, June 3rd, as I always do. And shout out Al Brooks. His course will be down below. He's the master. And shout out to my mentor slash teacher, Troy H. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be trading. But I'm gonna try to quickly go through this real quick before I get started. I just want to give you guys a little bit of insight on just kind of a little bit of trading mentality stuff. I want to start posting a little bit more videos about the psychology part of trading because it really makes up 90% of if you're profitable or not. And something I was really thinking about this morning is just the key of patience in trading. Um, if you look back and you're back testing and you look through the trading days over this past, I know it's the start of the month, but May or June or whatever, you can really look and see that you get at least 3 to 5 setups a day where you can shut your computer and be done if you just took one of them. So I think having patience and when you see something and think you're missing out on a trade, being able to have the patience that there's going to be another opportunity that presents itself. And I thought I did a good job of that today. And I'm going to walk you guys through it. But I think it's really, really important to keep a cool, calm, collected mindset while you're trading. And I think it's really important to be able to be patient and not to jump into something when you're too late and try not to jump into something when you're too early. Just have the patience to see the setup, see the right time that works for your system and your strategy, and get in then. With that being said, I'm going to try to make this quick. I'll fly through it. So we open up kind of, up and down the huge doji bar to try to push through the EMA. Doesn't get very much success. You get a three pushes down, but started off with a doji bar. 6 gets a good close, but still can't close below the EMA. Just kind of bouncing back and forth, trying to kind of see if the bears or the bulls are going to be successful today. And then you get a good push up, finally kind of breaking through this resistance of these wicks on 10, slight pullback on 11, and then another push up. So basically 2 pushes up here, and then a deep pullback. And at this point, I was already thinking maybe this is 1 pullback 2, or maybe this is 1 leg with kind of an implied pullback. So 1 pullback probably needs another push, but I wasn't willing to risk the 1 pullback 2. Definitely with this deep of a push down, this might need a second push. So I was being very patient watching it. It was also early in the morning. And then you get these consecutive bars, 14, 16, 14, 15, 16 with the micro gap. You get tick gaps here. You get a tick gap on 18 and then a micro gap on 20. And this is where I was kind of going back to the patience. Yes, this has distance factor. Yes, it has time factor. Yes, it's 10 points up. Yes, it is a 5-bar micro channel, but it's all context. You could say this is 1 pullback 2. You could even say this is 1 pullback 2, pullback 3. So do I really want to hop in on a third leg in, I need to do that, but on the 15-minute chart, sorry, I had a hard time finding today. On the 15-minute chart, you can see that it's 1 pullback 2. So I was thinking, okay, this has already got its second leg on the 15-minute chart. This could be a third or also a second leg on the 5-minute chart. I want to have patience and not try to jump into this and get a very deep reversal or something. Still kind of starting off early in the morning. So I kept on watching it, and that's when I saw, this channel forming. So I started to draw out this channel after the close of about 18. Thought 19 could have been kind of a give up bar with a double top with 20, but it's still respecting this channel. Definitely wasn't going to sell there, but I thought this might be 1 pullback 2, pullback 3, or on the 15-minute chart 1 pullback 2, maybe go sideways, kind of gets that momentum of going sideways. But the bears really give up after getting a kind of a trend pause on 20. They give up and they keeps on going. So now I kind of feel like we're in an always long position. And I was talking with my trading partner, and we just were thinking about resistance lines. So the only resistance line we could see is going back to Tuesday, May 20th. And I just mapped out a bunch of these are all these pink lines are the resistance lines for May 20th. So I kind of mapped up this higher high or this lower high, this higher high than that. Um, or yeah, and then on Monday the 19th, sorry, I mismarked this. Also these resistant points, so this higher high and then this even higher high than this. So I was just marking these out, trying to kind of think um, where this trend, where this channel up, this very tight channel up could be going. So once I realized that this is kind of an always long position, um, even though you could say this is two pushes up on the 15-minute chart, I thought it had a lot more potential um, because 23 breaks through this first resistance line from May 20th, and then it gets a lot, okay, so first of all, 19, 20, it all is trying to push through this resistance line of May 20th, that higher, um, or just that resistance line on the other side. I'm kind of messing up my words, and then 24 pushes through it, and I thought that was very significant, that this trend was going to continue, um, and this channel was going to continue. But then you get 24 and 25, and it's having a hard time to push through the second resistance. But once you get to push through on 26, you get a great close. Thought that this could be a pause. So this may have restarted the lay count. You may have one pause and a lot more to go, definitely with this channel up. And with just how much momentum and how much the market had been respecting this channel. So after it pushes through this resistance line, I thought the next place it would try to touch were those new resistant lines that I mapped out. Sorry, guys. Um, so I got in on 25, I thought, or 27. I thought maybe this was a little premature. It kind of hops out of the channel very quickly, so I got a good entry point, kind of just to double down on this to be able to maybe break out even if it went against me. But I wasn't very worried about it popping out of the channel. With how tight this has been, it quickly goes back. And then something that I talk about a lot is that 75% of breakouts of channel lines return back to the channel within 5 bars. Um, so I got in for two contracts on 27 and 29. I liked my positions. Maybe it's a little, maybe getting in earlier, but I was kind of patient and thought I was really going to try to test this new resistance line that I marked out. So I kind of sat through the pullback of 31 and 32. I was willing to get out break even if it had another consecutive 3 bars down. But I was very positive that I was going to try to push back to this channel line within 5 bars. And within 1, 2, 3, 4, it breaks back into the channel. And at 34, I thought it was kind of climactic. Thought it might go sideways after this, and it kind of ends up going sideways and up. But I thought I should have took profits at 34 when I was up 20 points there on these two contracts. Um, has a good pullback, but the pullback kind of fails. So I thought maybe there was still a lot of significance and a lot of momentum for it to touch this May 19th high here. And that was my hypothesis the whole entire time. That's where my take profit was. This initially went against 35. So again, I thought this was maybe going to go sideways, maybe get another kind of push down, maybe another little pullback. So I ended one contract on 36. So I took a partial close up 5 points on 36. And once 36 got its close bullish instead of bearish, once 36 had a good close on its high, I fully expected my hypothesis to be correct. So I actually scaled it again on 36. So I was already up 10 points. I moved my stop loss up to break even. So I was in on a free trade of two contracts on 36 with massive upside potential with zero risk. So I was very happy with how that trade pulled out. I got out for my daily goal and then was able to scale in again with a free trade with a ton of upside potential with very little risk. So I got out um, for another, I think 10 points. I think I got out for another 10 points on 37. So once it hit my full take profit, I got out. Expecting it to now go sideways. And honestly, I thought it was probably going to get a trend reversal with such a kind of big push up throughout the day. I thought it was going to maybe try to fill some micro gaps. So then it goes kind of sideways, still kind of goes up, tests this other line, pushes through it, goes more sideways. I thought that maybe 44 through 47 might get a second leg, 4-bar micro channel. The good pullback on 48 might get a second push up, but it's pretty exhausted at this point. It's created a new high, multiple new highs on the day, and even tested highs of prior dates. And this is when I made a bad call. You see 48, you can see three pushes down, 48, 49, one, pullback on 52, pullback in three. But this 4-bar micro channel, it looks very, very strong as a micro gap, multiple tick gaps closing below the EMA. And I should have just looked at the wicks and known that this was exhaustion and it wasn't going to go very much lower. But I had the hypothesis that I might try to cover a little bit of this space that the the bulls had taken. I thought the bears were kind of taking over at this point. I thought it was going to get a good pullback. And on the 15-minute chart, this was all one leg down. So I thought maybe the 15-minute chart needed another leg down, but I also failed to see that this was a perfect pullback of this whole leg on the 15-minute chart as well, which you can see here. The 15-minute chart gets this huge leg. This is good. Let me actually map it up using Fibonacci. It's good, like 50, 55% pullback. Could just be the pullback of this massive rip up, but I thought that this might need a second leg. So I sold the pullback of 58 a little prematurely. I think if I would have seen the actual close and not tried to hop in, I was just trying to think for a quick scalp, just to maybe get 5 or 10 more points. But I was getting a little greedy at this point. And yeah, with 58, I should have waited. I don't think I would have gone into this trade, but I clearly did. And I was just waiting and watching it. And once I saw 60 close above the EMA, I got out for I think, short loss of about 5 points. And right away, actually, I took the loss and reversed my position because they have a now 3-bar micro channel up, the huge micro grab closing above the EMA. And I was thinking, this may have been the pullback for the 15-minute chart. We might try to even test a new high today. We started off very, very bullish. This might have been the mid late day pullback, and then we were going to end with a new high, very bullish again. So I got in 60. I liked 62 not being able to pull back to the EMA, so I bought another contract on 62, expecting a lot more upside potential. And at this point, I actually needed help. My friend with something, so I had to leave my computer, but I had a stop loss down and a take profit at about 10 points or something like that. And I monitored it when I was out. And if I was behind my computer, once I had seen 65, I would have gotten out break even right away because it went against my hypothesis. But as I said, I wasn't on my computer, but I checked from my phone and got out break even on 69. I just looked for a way to get out break even, which I was glad that I did, because then it just kind of goes sideways for the rest of the day. It has some volatility right at the end, and that was about it. But yeah, you can see very, very bullish day overall. The pre-market low and previous day low didn't really matter at all. Right away, it ripped through the previous day high, pre-market high, and then I just used these lines of resistance to kind of, project and have my take profits at a spot that I thought that the market was going to try to rally to with this channel. Yeah, I'm not sure if that was the best explanation today. But thank you guys for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, Al Brooks, of course, will be down below. Shout out Troy H. And yeah, ended the day up 15 points. And I'll be back again tomorrow with another video. Thank you guys.